Today is Ascension Day, and I want to think about the bittersweetness of Ascension, how it's sort of accompanied by a sense of loss as well as a sense of hope and what that means for us. One of the things that happens after Jesus has risen into heaven at the beginning of Acts is two angelic figures, two men in white robes, ask, "Men of Galilee, why do you stand looking up towards heaven?" Jesus will come back the same way. And Acts, which is written by Luke, these two angelic figures recall two other figures who appear at the tomb. So I'm just flipping back to Luke 24. There are two people, and they say to them, these men, they say to the women, "Why do you look for the living among the dead? He's not here, he has risen." And in each passage, there's a sort of sense of the people who are left behind, the Christian followers, hanging on to a vision of Jesus and being just slightly left behind. So it's very important that they went to the tomb to bury him, but at that point he's gone and he's moved on. And then they've had this extraordinary kind of experiences of the risen Jesus, but after he's gone to heaven, they're still kind of stuck looking up there. And the angelic figures seem to be saying to them, "Get on with it. You know, we've moved on from here. You need to get on with it. Go into another part of your life." And then, of course, we know the Holy Spirit will come. There's hope. Sometimes I think we do hold on to things. Interestingly, in our own church, the Mothers' Union is having a meeting about what's the future of the Mothers' Union and how does it work. How does it work with people's lives today and in the future? And one of the good things about that is they prepared a question. Is they said, well, look at what's worked in the past, what's worked well in the past. And not said that that was wrong for its time, but sometimes you've got to recognise that what worked well in the past is not necessarily what's going to work now. And the Church of England, we can definitely kind of lament a time when things were maybe, more people came to church and things were stronger. And we can remember what worked well then. And it may well have worked well then. It doesn't mean it's necessarily going to work well now. And sometimes our lamenting for the things, the good old days is a bit like those people, the followers, still looking up into the sky, kind of hoping Jesus is going to keep on appearing as he has done, and it's actually a different thing. What in our lives are things we need to let go of, actually? Things which may have been very important to us. And that will happen at every age, but it's not just a sort of, I'm not just trying to give sort of life coaching for dealing with aging. Part of the Christian hope is heaven. Don't hold on to the things of this earth without losing the heavenly perspective. That eventually is what it's all about. That eventually is going to be where we end up. So yes, we need to let go of some things and focus in on the present, but also we do that in the context that we are trying to live lives of eternity and focus on what's eternal. So we shouldn't get stuck looking at things in heaven or in the earth or even in the sky. We just look at God and do so with hope.